Barre North particularly, the transformers were tested and a few hitches were found, leading to their removal. He added that faulty transformers are taken to their workshop either in Nyeri or Nairobi, where they are serviced or repaired before being returned for reinstallation, noting that the procedure may take several weeks.
The position is that it's not true that the transformers were taken somewhere else, because this is a routine maintenance which we have been doing for many years. And what happens is that we recover those transformers, we take them to Nairobi or to Nyeri, and we have them opened up. And if they have, mostly they usually have water. They are taken to the kiln or the oven where they are dried for a number of days. And then we just take them back. We inspected 105 transformers, out of which we found 15 had issues, mostly water ingression. And those are the transformers we picked for repairs.
Let's head to Kericho now, where elders in Kericho and Bomet counties have threatened to move to court if multinational tea companies operating in the two counties fail to revert that is land to the community. Kipkoech Ngetich, the advocate representing the elders, says they have signed a 30-day notice to the government and the tea companies, after which they will proceed with the suit if there is no satisfactory response. In the case, in case they file the matter, that is, Ngetich says they will write to the Chief Justice Martha Koome to empanel a 3-judge bench to hear the matter.
Mawakili 20 wataenda kotini mara moja kuhakikisha kwamba jamii ya Kipsigis kwa sasa inahitaji kupata haki, kwa sasa inahitaji kupata usawa kulingana na katiba ya Kenya. Ya Kipsigis wakiongozwa na viongozi wao wa 200 community clans tupatia serikali ya Kenya makataa ya siku 30 kuhakikisha kwamba vyeti vya umilikaji ya mashamba ya multinationals katika jimbo la Kericho na jimbo la Bomet yameweza kubadilishwa na kuandikwa majina ya Kipsigis community.
Your Excellency the President, please listen to the Kipsigis community. These grievances have been there for long. And Kipsigis community are very good people. The only thing is for you to revert back these lands to the community.
Now in Machakos, the Machakos Governor Wavinya Ndeti has issued financial support checks worth 11 million shillings to 226 traders affected by the recent Machakos Mitumba market fire. Now Governor Ndeti also presented bursary checks to 69 learners from affected families to ensure their education continues uninterrupted. She announced plans to construct a modern Mitumba market with improved facilities to provide traders with a safe business environment.
We are constructing modern sheds with fire prevention, fire extinguishers and emergency water tanks. Bado tunaweka CCTV cameras. We'll have a raised metallic shed roof. Cabros, tunaweka cabros kwa floor na paving.
And yet more than 20 families have been rendered homeless after a midnight fire destroyed a residential plot in Kiamba village, that is in Kiambu County, reducing houses and property worth millions of shillings to ashes. Now the victims are appealing for urgent assistance as investigations into the cause of the fire continues.
The debris following a midnight fire that destroyed a residential plot in Kiamba village, Kiambu County. The blaze is believed to have started in one of the single-room houses before spreading rapidly through the densely populated plot, destroying homes and property worth millions of shillings.
Kuamka saa 6 nikasikia mtu anapiga kelele nje akisema ni moto. Sasa vile nisikia mambo na moto, sikukaa kwa nyumba. Nikaamuka nikajitokelezea nje, kutoka nje nikakuta hapa nje watu 3. Moto ikiwa imeanzia kwa nyumba ya kwanza hiyo. Sasa tukiwa tunajaribu kuzuia hiyo moto, tukaona tunashindikana. Na ukweli tukaona kunayo mtu ako ndani ya nyumba pale. Tukawa tunakayeka hiyo mlango tuweze kuokoa huyo mtu atoke ndani ya nyumba. Wakati huyo mtu alitoka ndani ya nyumba, kumtoa nje, moto ikatushinda nguvu. Tuko na maji ili kuweza kusima hiyo moto, na tukaendelea hivyo, moto ikawa inatapaka mpaka wakati msima moto ilikuja, ndiye kaweza kuanza kusima kama moto imezidi na imeharibu kila kitu.
The affected families say they lost all their possessions, including household goods, identification documents, school uniforms and children's learning materials.
Kuna mama mwenye ako na watoto kama I think ni watoto 5 hivi au 6. Na wote wamelala nje, hakuna kitu yote wameokoa. Vitu zote zao zimechomeka. Zimeisha kabisa.
Kuwa na kuku 20, matresi kadhaa, nguo za watoto zote mpaka kale kachanga zote zimechomeka. Kwa hiyo sina anything mbele na nyuma, vile niko hivi niko na ile nguo ambayo tu nimevaa na wale watoto. Ile nguo amevaa ni hiyo, vitabu, uniform zote na nini na kadhalika zote zimechomeka.
They are now appealing to well-wishers and government agencies for support as they seek to rebuild their lives.
Naomba our area governor, our area MP, our women rep wote wakuje wasaidie. Ndio sasa kama watu wameadhirika, sasa hatujui venye pahali watarara, pahali wenye chakula yenye watakula, akuje atrisa wasaidie ndio tuweze kuendelea.
Mungu asaidia, tusaidie hizo familia, tuguzwe na kila mtu ambaye atakuja na usaidizi, nge makao. Mungu asaidie waendelee wapate mahali pa kuendelea.
Jacqueline Masharia for Lunchtime News.
Now, the Ministry of Health and the Ministry of Education have partnered to strengthen healthcare services in learning institutions under the Social Health Insurance Health Authority, that is SHA cover, ensuring learners have easy access to quality medical care. Principal Secretary for Public Health and Professional Standards, Mary Mudhoni, says the partnership will improve access to healthcare for school-going children who are already covered under SHA through their parents or guardians. Speaking during prize-giving day at Kerugoya Boys High School in Kirinyaga County, Mudhoni said the two ministries will also intensify awareness on drug abuse among learners.
Yes, that's our aim. I appreciate them.
We want to help the school to have their clinic accredited to SHA so that the students would have a seamless treatment while they are here in school. And that's a normal thing because a clinic is just like any other clinic which is out there. So if it is accredited to SHA, then they will get to use their, the SHA that they have been registered to through their clinic.
On that note, let's take a short commercial break. The Lunchtime News begins. We'll be back shortly, that is.
Dembele. Ousmane Dembele! To Dembele, but look at that run from Mbappe. He just takes two defenders completely out of the picture. And much like Mbappe's finish, Dembele, he uses Mazraoui just to blind Bono in the goal and just bends it around him into that bottom corner. Such an excellent finish.
I am Chef Ombachi. Today I'm cooking ugali na Ajab Premium Maize Meal. Boil water, done. Add Ajab Premium Maize Meal. Done. Grab your mwiko and stir the mixture. Done. Enjoy the amazing aroma. Enjoy incredibly soft ugali. Done. Ingia ligi ya kipekee na Ajab Premium Maize Meal.
Thank you for staying with us. We continue with the lunchtime news, where stakeholders in science education are calling for increased investment in physics learning, that is, citing inadequate resources as key obstacles to the teaching and learning of the subject in learning institutions. Increased investment, they argue, will help demystify the perceived complexity surrounding physics, inspiring more learners to pursue the subject and careers in science, technology, and innovation. The appeal was made during the closing of the biennial African School of Fundamental Physics and Applications Kenya chapter at the Center for Mathematics, Science and Technology Education in Africa.
As the curtains fall on the 9th edition of the African School of Fundamental Physics and Applications at the Center for Mathematics, Science and Technology current campus, education stakeholders sustained calls for increased investment in physics learning as a crucial step towards boosting STEM education under Kenya's competency-based education.
If you look at physics as a subject in our schools, it is highly experimental, and most schools do not have the resources and the apparatus for enabling our learners partake physics.
If we want to develop, if we want to take physics to the next level, if we want to industrialize, then we have to invest in physics. We have actually to give schools resources so that they can be able to take learners through hands-on activities, because physics is practical in nature.
Despite physics being at the heart of engineering, medicine, technology and innovation, educationists say many Kenyan schools continue to grapple with limited laboratory equipment, outdated learning materials and a shortage of teachers, which continues to affect the enrollment and performance in the subjects.
And in Africa, physics has been disadvantaged because of lack of teaching and learning resources. So African School of Physics comes in to bridge this gap by teaching the complex physics in a layman's language and bringing the resources that lack in Africa to be demonstrated here in Africa, bringing global teams like SUN to come and collaborate with Africa to make this learning of physics possible.
The 2-week-long program that saw participation of more than 60 countries sought to bridge the gaps by promoting collaboration between universities, schools, research institutions and governments, while exposing young learners and educators to modern scientific knowledge, mentorship and practical research.
Quite a number of picked some projects that they will engage learners in what is called science and engineering fair. And that is something which is very good, because that tells us that innovation is going to the classroom, and not only with the teachers but also with the learners.
There is that perception that integrated science is hard, having in mind it has physics. Now we are doing curved mirrors, we have concave mirrors, and when they are interacting with them, they think that knowledge sometimes it is hard for them, but we are trying to change that perception.
Having successfully received the training, the educators are expected to cascade the knowledge and skills acquired to learners across the continent, helping nurture a generation of engineers, innovators, and researchers capable of addressing the challenges bedeviling Africa.
Can we go back and probably empower the learner right from the junior school, because at that point physics is introduced as a science at grade 7, there's also a physics in grade 8 and there's also in grade 9. So can we go back there and try to inform the learners more about the usefulness of physics, so that as they come to senior school, because at this point they are coming more informed and they already have an idea of what they want to pick, so that at this point they're able to make informed decisions.
John Kahiro for Lunchtime News.
Now, President William Ruto's aide, Farouk Kibet, has called on leaders to embrace national unity instead of divisive rhetoric, criticizing Democratic for Citizens Party leader Rigathi Gachagua for allegedly promoting tribal politics. This as Orange Democratic Movement Acting Secretary General Catherine Omayo defended the decision by the Registrar of Political Parties to remove Nairobi Senator Edwin Sifuna from the position of the party's Secretary General after he failed to defend himself as required by the Constitution.
Speaking while leading a women's fundraising event in and around Narok North constituency, President William Ruto's aide Farouk Kibet accused Democracy for the Citizens Party leader Rigathi Gachagua of promoting tribal politics and calling on leaders to embrace national unity.
Taka mtu yoyote ambaye anaomba kuwa kiongozi wa Kenya awe na sera, sio mambo ya ukabila.
And Orange Democratic Movement's Acting Secretary General Catherine Omanyo has called on the ODM leadership to officially endorse her as the new Secretary General following Nairobi Senator Edwin Sifuna's removal from the seat by the Registrar of Political Parties.
Alipitia malalamishi yetu, maombi yetu kama chama. Na akapitia pia malalamishi ya ndugu yangu Sifuna na maombi yake akamaliza. Akaangalia vizuri kwamba hata wakati tumempa ya kutosha. Na chama ni kikubwa kuliko mtu. Hata mimi kipepeo, nikileta kiburi, sitaki kusikia. Chama inasema left, mimi naenda right. Hata mimi wembe ni ule.
Elsewhere, leaders allied to the Linda Mwananchi movement have pledged to end the drug menace in the coastal region if they take over the country's leadership in the 2027 general election.
Sisi ndio tutaweza kuona ya kwamba maisha yetu na sasa haswa ya vijana hiharibiwi na dawa za kulevya.
Meanwhile, Gilgil Member of Parliament Martha Wangari has termed the proposal by the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission IEBC to postpone the Ol-Kalou constituency by-elections as unlawful, noting that those involved in voter bribery should be held personally accountable.
Naambia Evecon kule kwa IEBC, sisi tumeweka sheria za IEBC, sahi kuna uchaguzi mdogo kule Ol-Kalou. Tunamwambia kuambia watu ati utastop uchaguzi, hiyo si solution. Waangalie kama referee, kama kuna mtu anavunja sheria achukuliwe hatua yeye kama yule anayevunja sheria, lakini haki ya kupiga kura ni haki ya kila mtu.
And a section of professionals in Trans Nzoia County is calling on the government to stop using politicians to communicate government policies and development plans to the public, arguing that many politicians have exploited this opportunity to spread propaganda and mislead Kenyans about government projects.
Rumors replace facts. Misinformation spreads faster than truth. Public trust declines and development programs become underutilized because the intended beneficiaries do not understand them.
And People's Liberation Party leader Martha Karua's vehicle was damaged by suspected goons at Gatoto Primary School in Mukuru Kwarube, Nairobi, while overseeing the implementation of a High Court order concerning the school's ownership. Kasicha Namasha, Lunchtime News.
Now, lawyers in Meru County joined their counterparts across the country I beg your pardon, in a peaceful demonstration wearing purple ribbons to protest the recent killings of their colleagues in the legal profession. Edward Muthe Kariuki, a High Court advocate, and Esther Wairimo, the legal service manager at the Kenya Forest Service, were found murdered in different locations. The lawyers argue that the two killings could represent coordinated attacks against the legal profession and the rule of law. They called on the National Police Service to conduct swift, thorough and transparent investigations in both murders and ensure those responsible are brought to justice.
Sema kwamba tumekataa mauaji ambayo inafanyika kwa mawakili kama vile wenzangu wamesema, na tunaomba serikali ingilie kati na iweze kuchunguza ni nani hao wanatudhulumu ambao hataki tufanye kazi yetu ama tuweze kuhudumia wananchi. Ukifikiria kwamba Esther Wairimo alikuwa mfanyikazi wa serikali, kama mfanyikazi wa serikali atauawa, na sisi wenye tuko kwa kazi za kibinafsi kama mawakili, nani atatulinda? Kwa hivyo sisi yetu ni kusema kwamba tunataka uchunguzi ufanywe wa kujua ni nani alimuua Esther Wairimo, na uchunguzi pia ufanywe wa kujua nani alimuua Edward Muthe, na tunasema haya mauaji ya mawakili lazima yakome.
We head to Mombasa, where tuk-tuk operators in Mombasa are threatening to suspend transport services if newly introduced regulations are not reviewed. The operators, who have issued a 7-day ultimatum for the suspension of the regulations, argue that the measures, including instant penalties and restrictions on the registration of new tuk-tuks, could threaten the livelihoods of thousands of people who depend on the sector, including drivers, vehicle owners and business linked to the transport industry. The operators also accuse the county government of introducing the regulations without adequate consultation or meaningful public participation.
Napata watu wanapigwa picha kiholela holela barabarani. Ukitaka kulipa parking yako unaambiwa kuna penalty ya 5,000 shillings ambao it is unacceptable. Na wewe tutaenda kotini. Ya pili tutafanya maandamano na tutakuletea tuktuk zote hapa kwa county office. Tufunge biashara kabisa, you stand still.
Tuktuk is the most popular mode of transport hapa Mombasa. Leo hii wewe unakuja unasema unafungia na hujaleta alternative.
It's time for sports. President William Ruto has rallied Kenyans to turn out in large numbers and support the junior starlets as the national under-17 women's team stands on the brink of securing a second consecutive FIFA under-17 Women's World Cup qualification. President Ruto said the junior starlets are just 90 minutes away from another historic World Cup appearance and urged fans to fill Nyayo National Stadium with flags, voices and unwavering support. In his message, the head of state described the moment as a bigger than football, calling on the country to unite behind the team. The junior starlets head into Sunday's decisive qualifier against South Africa, carrying a commanding 2-0 first leg advantage from Pretoria. A win, a draw or even a 1-goal defeat will be enough to book Kenya's place at the FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup in Morocco.
Wakenya, kuwakumbusha tu, our junior starlets team is 90 minutes away from qualifying for the FIFA Under-17 World Cup once again. The team has earned this moment. Now it's our turn as a nation to stand behind them. Let's fill the stadium with our flags, our voices, and our belief in the next generation. This is more than football. One nation, one team, one dream. Tukutane Nyayo Stadium this Sunday. Let's go, Kenya.
Let's head to Monaco, where world and Olympic 800 meters champion Emmanuel Onyonyi was on a class of his own with a world record-breaking performance during the Wonder Diamond League meeting in Monaco at the Louis XI Stadium in Monaco. World cross-country champion Agnes Ngetich also made headlines with the meet record. Monaco has always been a good hunting ground for Wanyonyi, who broke the 1,000 meters record in his debut when he clocked 2 minutes, 11.83 seconds to erase 0.13 of the old mark set by Noah Ngeny in 1999. Former 1,500 meters world champion Jake Whitman was second, followed by Olympic medalist Jamel Sedjati. Agnes Ngetich won the 3,000 meters race in a meet record of 8 minutes, 08.95 seconds, which is the third fastest that is, performance in history. 1,500 meters and mile record holder Faith Kipyegon was fourth behind Ngetich. Alisain Baweke and Senayet Getachew, who also clocked personal bests. Olympic finalist Simon Koech continued his dominance in the 3,000 meter steeplechase to win in 8 minutes 03.35 seconds ahead of Japan's Ruji Miura and Dominique Lobalo of Switzerland. Now to Matters World Cup, where Belgium keeper Thibaut Courtois has defended Belgium's so-called golden generation after their World Cup quarter-final exit, saying the team can be proud of its achievement despite failing to win a major title. Belgium's hopes ended with a 2-1 defeat to Spain, marking the final World Cup appearance for veteran stars like KBC